Welcome to my Bible notebook. This is video 2. Make sure you watch all the videos to understand the many features available. In our last video, we learned how to search. In this video we will look at using the reference material, learn how to take notes, and utilize the Bible study tool to create a Bible study page. Let's start by choosing a book and chapter. As an example, we will use Acts 5. On the right is a drop-down for Strong's or Eastns, Naves. Strong's will load the verses with Greek for the New Testament or Hebrew for the Old Testament. Eastns Naves will load definitions and extra information on selected words in the verse. Once the verses are loaded, you may hover over any word to see the original Greek or Hebrew. When you click the word, the definition and further information pops into the far right box for further study. In this box, you will see the original Greek word, a brief definition and in some cases the origination of the word with notes or morphology. Hovering over links pops up more information related to that word. Now, let's look at selecting Eastns, Naves. Here, when the verse is loaded, you will note significant words are in larger font size. When you click on these words, you will get a definition, a commentary or more information on that word. In this example, if we click on church from verse 11, we will get a variety of information on the word in the definition box. At the top is a definition from Eastns. Then below that are cross-references from Naves, which includes several different usage examples, and cross-reference verses. Next is the Greek definition from Strong's and if available a definition from Smith's. This gives a complete overview of the word church in the text. While in the definition box, at the very bottom, we can select a further Greek or Hebrew study. This option is covered in video 3. Now that we know how to get information on the words in the verse and we have information on the book and chapter, we can put together a Bible study. In the middle box is your notebook box. Here is where you will add notes on this verse. As an example, let's select the Gospel of John chapter 4 for a study of the Samaritan woman at the well. First, we will select the Eastns reference to get definitions of the words in our verse. At the very top we have a synopsis of the chapter and an outline of the book. Remember, you can hover over any link to pop up more info. By reading through the outline we see a timeline and a background of the events. Here we note that Jesus is in his first year of his ministry. By going to verse 7, we have the start of our story on the Samaritan woman. Now we can select the word Samaria, and get a history and definition of Samaria. In the definition box, we can select any information and drop it into our notebook box for later use. Note the toolbar that appears in your notebook. Video 5 will cover cool toolbar tricks in the notebook. Once we have info in the box, we can click the Save button and continue our study. When the Save Notes button is clicked, you will see a confirmation pop up. We saw in the top outline of the book that this was the first year of the ministry of Jesus. So let's add that as well. Note that the notebook has spell check on so you can see where you have made a typo. When a red squiggly line appears, it indicates a word may be misspelled. After making additional edits to the notebook, remember to save again. Next, let's click the commentary for more info. We are using Matthew Henry's complete commentary, which is quite exhaustive, so finding good information is easy. The commentary will always appear below the verse. Here we find a verse where Jesus had charged his disciples not to go into Samaria. Since this is important to our study, let's add that. There also is a verse in Matthew 10:5 which we want to add as a reference to our study. Simply hover over the verse, and when it loads, highlight what you want to copy and paste it into your notebook. After adding our notes, we need to create a Bible study. This is where you will come up with a name for your Bible study and save the verses to that page. Make sure you have saved all your notes on the verse before you save the verse to the study. If you add notes later, you will also have to re-add a verse to your study. Let's call this study The Woman at the Well, and then click Add to Bible Study. This saves the page in your database for editing later. We will discuss editing and publishing your Bible study in video 4. After adding your Bible study, a confirmation will show in red. Now that we have information on this verse, we can proceed to other related verses in the story and add them to our Bible study along with any important details we find. To save another verse to the same study, you must use the exact study name. All verses associated with the same study must have the same study name in order to appear together in your Bible study. Take time to explore and discover other ways to build your notes and studies. Practice putting together a study, and if you have questions, please click support at the top of any page. We are always glad to help you. This concludes video 2. Proceed to video 3 to learn how to activate additional research tools. Come join us at mybiblenotebook.com. Learn, study, and share your Bible studies with the world.